This video explains how to split a character string into letters and numbers using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you an example, and this example is based on the character string that we can create with line 2 of the code. So after running this line of code, a new data object called x is appearing at the top right, and we can print this data object to the console by running line 3 of the code, and then you can see at the bottom in the RStudio console that our character string contains different numbers and different letters. Now if we want to split this character string into numbers and letters, then we first can extract the letters from our character string using the gsub function, as you can see in line 5 of the code. And within the gsub function I'm specifying that I want to remove all the numbers in our data object, and then I'm storing the output of this in a new data object that I'm calling x letters. So after running line 5 of the code, this new data object is appearing at the top right, and we can print it to the console by running line 6 of the code. And then you can see that we have extracted only the letters of our character string. At this point you can also see that this is only one character string containing all the letters in our input data object. However, it's also possible to split those letters into separate elements using the unlist and strsplit functions, as you can see in line 8 of the code. So after running this line of code, another data object called x letters split is appearing at the top right. And if we print this data object to the bottom in the RStudio console, you can see that we have split all the letters in separate elements. So our final output is a vector object where each element of the vector object contains only one of the letters in our input data object. In the next step, we can also extract the numbers from our character string, once again using the gsub function. This time we have to specify a different character string sequence within the gsub function to extract only the numbers. And as in the previous part of the code, I'm also storing the output of this in a new data object that I'm calling x numbers. So after running this line of code, this new data object is appearing at the top right, and we can print it to the RStudio console by running line 12 of the code. And then you can see at the bottom that we have extracted only the numbers of our input character string. Similar to the previous part, we can also use the unlist and strsplit functions to split our numbers in separate vector elements. So after running line 14 of the code, another data object called x numbers split is appearing at the top right, and we can print this data object to the RStudio console as well. And then you can see that we have split all the numbers in our previously created numbers object into separate elements. However, at this point you can also see that these numbers are converted as characters. So for that reason we can use the as.numeric function, as you can see in line 17 of the code, to convert our character numbers into the numeric class. So after running line 17 of the code, another data object is appearing at the top right, which is called x numbers split num. And if we print this data object to the bottom in the RStudio console, you can see that our numbers have been converted to the class numeric. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.